Next, Jane.
Jane Irwin, with my companion, Natalie Addison. We are representing the Senior Citizen Advisory Board. If we have a disaster tomorrow, what are we going to do? By some miracle, we have escaped outages this winter, but this town is not prepared for emergencies. As a result of the Sandy storm, many people, both young and old, spent a lot of time, sometimes as much as a week or more, without electricity, no heat, no contact with anyone, and no warming shelter available. A situation that should never happen again. A TNEC Senior Citizen Advisory Board Committee has been working for more than a year and a half on 3 essential issues, and nothing has happened. These are the issues. Number 1, to identify our most vulnerable population and to inform them about available services, warming centers, medical services, transportation to shelters, etc. Transportation. We have had numerous meetings as a group and individually with the police department, fire department, emergency management, and the town manager. Their response has been, seniors have to take care of themselves. A euphemism for, please don't bother us. Regardless of any suggestions we have made, there is still no transportation arrangement to take any place of warmth or safety. This attitude is untenable and outrageous. 3, a public address system that does not require electricity or phone service. We have actually met with the writer of the TNEC Emergency Preparedness Guide for a town map of emergency fire boxes to be inserted, and it never was done. Why not? Do you know where your fire boxes are? We have a responsibility to our vulnerable population to provide them with basic emergency services when necessary. We are our brother's keepers. So if we have a disaster tomorrow, what are we going to do? Here are a few of our recommendations. Number 1, identify vulnerable residents through surveys, flyers, and possible religious institutions. Include list of good morning call residents. Safeguarding of information is essential to assure privacy and security to residents. Fort Lee has a register-ready program for seniors and other vulnerable people. People can register by calling 211 or go online. 2, allocate funds for a township-wide communication system not reliant on electricity. Neighboring communities have this system already in place. It can broadcast info during emergencies. It has a solar and battery backup. 3, develop a timeline for completion of generator installations. With this information, we can prepare and plan shelters and warming centers. Transportation, utilize town and school buses. 5, identify with a list or map location of emergency call boxes. 6, schedule a drill that tests the readiness of the emergency response team. A critique must then follow. Before Natalie speaks, I would like to thank our council liaison member, Dr. Henry Pruitt, for attending our meetings. We value his advice and counsel. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Natalie Addison, 49 Voorhees Street, a member of the TNEC Senior Citizen Advisory Board. Just to add on to what Ms. Jane Hewitt Irwin just stated, I would like to express myself as a senior and a volunteer of the Township of Teaneck Warming Shelter. On May 2013, the American Red Cross provided training session. Upon completion, volunteers were certified to assist in the operation of the warming shelter. It is now going on a year, and the shelter has not been put in place. In time of emergency, this community warming shelter would be another resource place for the senior citizen. Therefore, I hope that the township would implement the warming shelter in the immediate near future.
Mickey Chelan, Teaneck.
I lived in Teaneck the past over 40 years right now,
Just your name for the record, please.
and I'm a senior.
Sure.
In fact, I just celebrated the 30th anniversary of my 50th birthday.
Mickey, you can pull the microphone down a little if it's more, you can bend the,
Okay.
yeah, there you go.
Got it? Okay. Well, I could use you in my act. Okay. Right now, we have over 5,000 seniors living in Teaneck. The last measure was that almost 700 people go to the senior center itself, the Richard Rhoda Senior Center. We have wonderful classes there, and a lot of people are coming. The problem is parking. Okay, we have the same parking that we've had all along. The thing I don't understand is why we have so many spaces for employee parking. The employees are in good health, they're able to walk, and the seniors are with canes and sometimes with walkers, but the main parking area by the front of the building is for employees. Now, something has to be done about that because people are driving around and around. There are some days that classes, they have an overabundance of classes, and there's no place for these people to park, and they just keep riding around and around, and then they go home. Okay, we're now having warm weather, and people will be using Votee Park. I still do not understand why the people that use Votee Park, that are walking, running, jumping, have given preference or using the Richard Rhoda Parking Center. Okay, they have a parking lot by the pool, they have a parking lot at the north area, and we have Palisade Avenue. And they could park there. Why should they be using our parking spots? I was told by somebody on the council that the people that like to walk for about a mile, that the starting point with the sign is right by the Richard Rhoda Center. I suggest we pick up that sign and put it on the other side of the park. You could still walk that mile. It doesn't have to be there. Okay, now we got the municipal parking. I did see that there are more signs that say for employees only. Okay, why doesn't it say for residents only? I mean, who is paying the employees? I think it comes out of our tax money. But the idea is that the residents of this town should feel that you're working toward and helping us. Now, there's a whole area that I see off of East Cedar Lane, or Cedar Lane, sorry, that's for employees only. Now, I'm sure they could find their own spots. I was here on Friday, and there were about 12 to 15 spaces for employees only when we were running something at the library, where it's mostly senior citizens. And they could not park. They had to go up on the street above. Again, I don't understand this whole employees only bit. Okay, again, can't you change it to residents only? And it would help us quite a bit. Okay, I'd like you to do something about it. I see that when I complained about having 4 spots for the council, which only meets twice a month on Tuesday night, it's been changed to 2 spots. Thank you. There's now a green mask, I call them, over those 2 spots. But we need more spots. We shouldn't have spots separate, okay, for employees. I don't want the employees to hate me, but again, you're healthy people, and there's a lot of people that cannot walk that well, and we should give it to the residents. Okay, now, show that you are working toward helping the seniors of this town. Don't tap us on the head and say, good for you, because I used to be 5'6", I'm now 5'2", and I'm tired of having the tapping go on my head. Anyway, all right, if you could really help, it would be very helpful. Remember, couple of you are running for office this year. Help the seniors, and you'll get a lot of votes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mickey, before you go, can you give us another joke, please? Can you tell us another joke, please?